Let's talk about distant relationship. How to cope, how it feels, the pain, the torture, the emptiness of understanding that you might not be able to touch or hold the people that you love due to circumstances that both of you cannot help, because oftentimes distant relationship or marriages are involved is due to circumstance. It could be work, it could be school. There are reasons why people are actually distant from you, and there are situations most times they cannot help. It hurts, especially the things we do not have power over. So on this video, I'm going to be teaching you how to cope in a distant relationship or marriage. So wipe your tears, pay attention to this video. There'll be a lot to learn. Don't get it twisted. Love is a beautiful thing, and distance can kill it. Distant relationship is one of the most powerful kind of relationship, but it's underrated. My name is Okoro Blessing Nkiruka, and I'm popularly known as Blessing CEO, your #1 relationship therapist in Africa. Now, we're going to be talking about distant relationship. A lot of people tend to say, oh, I'm in a distant relationship. I miss my man, I miss my woman because of distant relationship. That's the reason why people cheat. A lot of people have been able to coin their bad behaviors, their infidelity to distant relationship. You hear people saying it's because my husband is far, that was why I cheated. It's because my girlfriend is far, that was why I cheated. I'm here to actually tell you that that's a blatant lie from the pit of hell. Distant relationship is a very powerful kind of relationship, and what can hold any distant relationship is communication. Why did I say so? There are lots of people who actually have their spouse right in front of them, and they are cheating and they are misbehaving. Many people are in non-distant relationship. Yes, they can't even communicate with their spouses. They can't even have sex. There are lots of couples who live in the same house, who cohabit in the same house, sleep on the same bed, yet they don't have sex and they don't talk. There are still lots of couples or relationships that are with each other, yet they are cheating right under their nose. They see each other every day, yet they are cheating. So it has nothing to do with distant relationship. It's just a mindset. I've said it in a couple of my videos that cheating is actually a mindset. It has nothing to do with the person is not close to me or the person is close to me. Now, when you're in a distant relationship, all you need is a powerful communication. The phones have even made it very, very easy. You can talk to your spouses on video calls, WhatsApp call, or any kind of call. Exactly. So, but many times we underrate the power of communication. Communication is the bonding. Communication is the love. Communication is the trust when it comes to distant relationship. Yeah. So, there is absolutely nothing you want to achieve in a non-distant relationship that you cannot achieve in a distant relationship. Yes, I have told you a couple of times without number. Even without seeing people, they can turn you on with their voices. This one is that there's even video calls, so you can even get to see your spouses. The fact is, are you connected with this person? When it comes to connection, it has nothing to do with distance, because some people are sitting right beside each other and they're not even connected. Exactly. But then what a lot of people lack about distant relationship is they don't understand how to communicate. It is when you communicate, that is when you can build trust. Because when you communicate with your spouses and they are distant, they can be able to tell where you are. They can be able to see where you are. They can be able to say, my girl or my boy or my man or my woman is here at this point in time. Because you guys communicate often. You make them feel like they are part of your life. Exactly. I feel the only disadvantage of distant relationship is when network is bad. When you don't have Wi-Fi, when you don't have data. Which is still the same thing as real life relationship when you don't have transport fare to go and see your spouse. Exactly. So the fact about it is that communication is underrated. And when you're in a distant relationship, your communication level must be top notch. Because when you communicate with people often, you might not even miss them. Exactly. When you talk to them a lot of times, they are going to trust you, they are going to love you, they are going to bond with you. I have told you these things times without number. The difference between a girlfriend and a runs girl is communication. The difference between a wife and a prostitute is communication. Your husband is just having sex with a prostitute, or your man is just having sex with a prostitute, but he's not talking to her. So the talking is the bonding. The talking is what makes you stand out. The talking is why they love you. The talking is why they want to. Of course, they will keep hurting you. Of course, they will keep repeating those bad things that they are doing to you because they don't know you. because they don't communicate with you, because they've not understood the kind of pain they are inflicting on you. That's what happens. So if people cannot communicate with you, they can't love you. That's why no matter how much people say they love you, they are hurting you. It's because they don't know you. It takes you to communicate with people before you get to know them, and you now know the things to avoid, not to hurt them. That's love. So communication is the most powerful key when you are in a distant relationship. Just like I said, most of you are not in a relationship. You are dating yourself. And that's the reason why every effort that you are putting in is not working. So you have to go back to the drawing board before you come and say, oh, distant relationship is not working for me. Are you sure you're not dating yourself? Are you sure you're not in the relationship by yourself? Because when you are dating people, there will be effort from both ends. Everybody will want to talk to each other. The man will want to know you, the woman will want to know you. First thing is, that relationship is not that hard. The hard thing is that a lot of you are dating yourself. Yes. A lot of you actually claim that you're in a relationship or distant relationship. You are dating yourself. You are by yourself. That's the honest truth. So that's the reason why it's not reciprocal. How do you know that you are dating yourself in a relationship? When it is not reciprocal, when you are the one doing everything by yourself, when you're the one carrying the load, when the other person is not willing to put effort, you're dating yourself. Because when we talk about communication simply means two persons. You are talking, somebody's listening and want to understand you. The person is talking, you are listening to want to understand. That's communication. Communication cannot happen by yourself. It has to be somebody willing to listen, willing to understand. And the reason why they are trying to understand you is because they love you. They want to be able to make you happy. People cannot make you happy if they cannot talk to you, communicate with you, and understand you. That's why no matter how much they tell you, I love you, they will still keep hurting. The disadvantage about dating yourself is that you play yourself. Yes, because a lot of you are afraid of being alone. Some of you are not in love. Some of you are not even in a relationship. You are just scared of being alone. So you accept anybody into your life just to occupy that space of loneliness because you don't want to be by yourself. Now, you don't love this person. You don't feel anything for this person. You are just forcing yourself because that's the only available thing that you have found. Exactly. So you take that thing that you don't need, that thing that you don't like, and occupy a very vital space in your life. So when the things that you need and the things that you like come, it will be passing you by because this place is already blocked. That's the disadvantage of dating yourself. So some of you are so scared of being single. You're so scared of leaving this particular place vacant. That's the reason why some of you are actually dating your boyfriend and your husbands are passing you by. Some of you are dating your girlfriends and your wives are passing you by. Why? Because most of you are scared of being by yourself. So you preoccupy your life with complete nonsense. Yeah. Like I said, when people hear talking, communication, you hear people say, I'm not a talking type, I'm not a talking type. But if you don't talk, how do you get to know people? If you don't talk, how do you get to trust people? Trust is not all about saying, I trust you, I trust you. Trust is all about carrying people along, prioritizing them. They'll be seeing it. They'll be seeing that, she knows everywhere I am. You can be able to tell what your boyfriend or what your husband is doing at a particular point in time because they've been able to carry you along in their lives. And it's only communication that can do that. So, distant relationship has no business with cheating. Oh, I'm cheating because my boyfriend is not close or my girlfriend is not close. That's a lie from the blatant pit. That's a blatant lie from the pit of hell. So we must build our communication values if we're in a distant relationship. We must learn how to talk. We must be creative in things to talk about. You must always, want to get something you want to bond about, share about. And by the time you know it, you and the person are like 5 and 6. First of all, to enjoy distant relationship, you must first of all understand, am I dating myself? Am I actually in a relationship with this person? Yes. When it comes to marriage, if you're married to somebody and they are distant from you due to one circumstances or the other, you need to be creative. Sometimes a lot of you are not creative enough with conversations. You are boring. Sometimes you're talking to your spouse and you don't know what to talk about. So when you're in a distant relationship, you need to be creative with conversations. You need to look for things to talk about, your experiences that happen in the day. You have to have gist. You have to have gossip for your spouse. Yes, it's fun to gossip with your spouse. Maybe this is what happened in the office today. You guys have let them be eager to want to talk to you because there is something new you want to talk about. So in a distant relationship, you need to be creative with your conversations, things you want to talk about, and you just get to see this person getting so used to you. What is bonding? Bonding is talking. That person you are used to talking to. That is what is called bonding and friendship. Bonding is not sex. If bonding was sex, a lot of prostitutes would have been married. If bonding was sex, a lot of Ross girls would have been married. Exactly. Bonding is not sex. Bonding is communication. Because a lot of people can sleep with a lot of people, but they cannot talk with a lot of people. It is not everybody you can confide in. But you can just see a fine girl and you're talking to her and your manhood is standing and you're having sex with her. Doesn't mean that she knows anything about you. So talking is the bonding. That soulmate, that love you are looking for is just that person I'm going to be talking to. That person I'm comfortable enough to tell everything about me. They get so used to me and they cannot do without me. That is bonding. That is soulmate. That is love. But the point is, a lot of you want to love. You want soulmates, but you don't want to talk. You don't want to communicate. It doesn't work that way. That's why no matter how much they tell you, I love you, they will still be hurting you. They will still be breaking your heart. It's because a lot of people have not learned that communication is the real meaning of love. Who are you talking to? And some people go as far as saying people use what is called jazz. Jazz simply means diabolical means, spiritual ways to get their husband, their boyfriend, or their wife. Now, let me tell you something. Before somebody actually gets you with jazz or spiritually or with juju, you would have been communicating with this person. Before somebody want to juju you or somebody want to jazz you, the person would have known you to a certain point to understand the benefits. You would have showed a woman a certain part of you that will make her want to marry you but desperately. You would have showed her a certain part of you that will make her want to have you desperately. It is not every woman you sleep with that can jazz you. It is the woman you are talking to that can jazz you. It is not every man you sleep with that can jazz you. It is the man you're communicating with that can jazz you. Because in communication, we give out so much of our vulnerability. I told you, communication is very underrated. It is communication that is the key to anybody's heart. Who are you talking to? To enjoy distant relationship, you must learn to communicate. It is lack of communications that bet insecurity, trust issues, fight issues, sexual issues, and all the issues that you get to have in distant relationship. It is not distant relationship that causes infidelity. It is not because you are distant from your girlfriend, from your boyfriend, from your husband, or from your wife. That is why they cheated. That's a lie. They cheated because they want to cheat. It has absolutely nothing to do with distance, because a lot of people are actually together with their spouses and they are cheating. People are sleeping with their spouses on the same bed and they are cheating. People know their spouses and they are cheating. So cheating has nothing to do with distant relationship. People will always do what they want to do. It is called decision and choices. Exactly. And when people want to make sacrifices, when they want to love you, they will put in that effort to do it. I hope this helped. And I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.